So there's a lot of stuff on Facebook Live. I'm trying to zoom it through Facebook Live, and it's asking me for encoding codes and all kind of other stuff. Done directing. Let's see if it's just going to work. If it does, then we're in better shape than I thought.
Well, she's telling me to just.
There it is. It's working on Facebook Live. Okay. All right. So I think we're just going to go. I think that if they're not on by now, they don't deserve. I'm not going to have my people who got here on time.
Hello, Charles.
Hello, mother. Hey, I don't know how to mute you people, but I definitely need to learn how to mute people, because if my mom is here, I got to mute her. You know, if we can't.
I will mute myself. I will mute me.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. But I need to learn how to mute people, because I don't want my ex-girlfriends coming on and just acting up in general. We're doing good. We got pretty populated. I think I should just start. It's streaming on Facebook. I can't make it stream on YouTube. Not quite sure how to do that. I think we should just get into things before too much longer. I told people I give them 7:05 as a start time though. You guys ready to go? Give it like 2 more minutes. I'm not seeing no head shaking over there. My team is over there and everybody's stressed out. I'm not stressed out. I'm the one that's got to speak for the next hour and 46 minutes with videos popping in and things of that nature. It's just going to be another 15 minutes of finance times like 6 or 7 for me. I'm good to go. I do this every day. They are over there freaking out right now. You should see these cats trying to figure out how to make the stuff work and everything. So the one thing I cannot tell is what time it is. Okay, 7:03. Give me a thumbs up if y'all think I should start now, or if y'all think I should give our people 2 more minutes to 7:05. I want to be kind. The accusers in the house. I think I need to be respectful to those of us who did show up on time. So listen, y'all can see me. If let's just show some love and let's see if I can see y'all. I love the people who are showing up and putting out their finest professional headshots and whatnot. But we a family here at Wealth Our Way, and we should just show up. There's my beautiful administrative assistant, Renee. Hi, Renee. All right. So my daughter is here, but she, of course, is blocked out. Who learned how to mute everybody? All right, that's cool. All right, perfect. And there's my baby. There's my family, my youngins. Okay. All right. Big Matt, I see you over there, Matt. Thanks for checking in. Appreciate you. 7:04. We're going to go in 1 more minute. Courtney, can you hear now? Give me the thumbs up. Perfect. JB is in the building. Okay. Are you still in Manhattan? You in the city? All right. Yeah, I'm over
Jersey City right now.
Okay, you're Jersey City? Okay, I'm on 42nd and Park right now at the office.
Okay.
All right, we're about to do this thing. And it is 7:05. So here we go. We are kicking off. I want to thank everyone for attending the first ever Wealth Our Way launch party. So why would you come on a Wednesday night, 7 o'clock? My people got their volume up. So you're in the room with me. You don't need to have your volume up, right, Brew? Like you don't need that. So why would you spend a Wednesday night just because you're my friend or some of you, my family, want to hear what Wealth Our Way is about, what the purpose of the launch is? The company has clearly been open since the beginning of the year. So I've had many people ask me, what is this launch about? Because we're already your client. So were you not in business? What's going on? There's a very strategic reason that we're launching tonight. The number one reason that we're launching tonight is it's George Floyd's birthday. And I don't know how many of you realize this or not, but George Floyd would have turned 47 years of age today. And throughout the course of 2020, we've seen some very, very tumultuous happenings. We've seen a worldwide pandemic grip our country. We've learned how to interact with one another in formats like this, socially, virtually. We've also experienced financial troubles that we've never seen before. I've been preaching to people. That's the best word that I can use. Preaching to people for the past 2 decades that your finances are as important as any other area of your life. Now, I get argued at, I get talked down to, because you get that worldwide warm and fuzzy saying that money isn't everything. And you know what? I agree, money isn't everything, but money is extremely important. When you are working day in and day out to support your family, and that the average American missing one paycheck can put them into bankruptcy. This was the year that we saw that play out. If we didn't have the economic stimulus packages that were offered to increase the social benefits that happened for the majority of the people who ended up getting furloughed or had to take off work, who had to stay home with their children because they couldn't send their child to school. These things that happened proved that not only is money important, but the management of money is vital to your mental health, your physical health, and your social health. So I want to thank you for taking time out on a Wednesday night to learn more about wealth, to learn more about how it impacts you individually, and to learn about the services and resources that we make available on Wealth Our Way. My name is Charles Tank Harris. As I look out here on the faces of the people who are attending this, I know the majority of you, and I love you all for showing up. I love you all for being concerned about your future. I love you all for wanting to find out a little bit more about what Wealth Our Way is doing. I am a financial services professional, and I have been for the past 22 years. When I first got my start at a firm that was called Solomon Smith Barney, which 2 weeks before I started, it was actually just called Smith Barney, I learned a lot about what I had been blocked out from during my upbringing. I grew up all over the streets of Philadelphia, West Philadelphia, Southwest Philadelphia, North Philly, Logan. If there's a section of Philly, I've lived in it. We also lived in Connecticut. We've done stints in various areas of the country growing up. What I didn't know was what I didn't know when I was growing up. I didn't know how to get wealth because in my house, I'll be honest with you, as much as I talk about the importance of money, us having to make ends meet with very little money didn't feel that traumatic when I was young. When you look to the left of yourself and to the right of yourself when you're young and you're impoverished, everybody's in the same boat. So it doesn't seem so bad. But once your eyes are open, so as the saying goes, it's better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all. I guess that's good with love, but it's not the same with money. You would rather have never had a couple dollars than to have a couple dollars and go broke. Trust me, as I tell you some stories tonight, I can tell you from firsthand experience how true that is. I didn't know the difference between a banker, a stockbroker, a hedge fund manager, anything when I started working at Smith Barney. I had to learn on the fly. And the number one thing that started happening was people in my community would call me up, people that I went to college with, people that I went to high school with, and ask me financial questions. And all of a sudden, I became the spokesperson for the entire financial industry. And I'd been in business for 7 weeks. I didn't have my licenses yet. But what you end up learning is that our community, the general middle America in general, regardless of whether you're African American or not, is thirsty for this knowledge because we live in a country where 1% owns 97% of the wealth. And I am a capitalist to my heart, and I also believe in democracy. However, the unfair access to wealth has to stop because at the end of the day, there's bigger things that bay here than just race, just color of skin. It's a social economic issue. I have very good friends of every color, every sexual orientation, every religion, every age group, both genders. Now we have a couple new genders. I got friends in those as well. And the reality is that I love everybody. And I find that we all have the same common problems. We want to feed our children. We want them to live in safe neighborhoods. We want them to get a quality education. And in order to have that occur on a consistent and fair basis, we need platforms like Wealth Our Way. What exactly is Wealth Our Way? Wealth Our Way is a financial marketing content firm. So you hear the word marketing, you start thinking about being sold. No, marketing is promoting. We are promoting financial literacy here at Wealth Our Way. For those of you who know me, and I'm going to give this precursor now, so anybody who gets on later on will just have to think, hey, he's an arrogant bastard because he seems to brag a lot. But I'm gonna give this precursor now to let you guys know I'm not arrogant and I'm not bragging. I will tell you 100 times throughout this program and any other time that I grew up on food stamps. But I worked very hard. I had a mother who focused on, she sacrificed her dreams for her children's dreams. So as a result of doing that, we all were able to go to college. We were all able to make great money and do things, and that's cool. But what I'll tell you is, with all the money that I have made, what I've learned more than anything else is that the communities from which you come from, they are your real value. They're your real net worth. So I wanted to make accessible to people who are in middle America, whether you're in West Philly or Des Moines, Iowa. I wanted to make available to you the same high-end financial advisory services that are made available to people who have a lot of money. I'll give you a little quick story. When I moved from the greater Philadelphia area to the greater Atlanta area, I think it was back in 2008, I was running a company called the Sports and Entertainment Financial Group. I might have been making about $600,000 a year. I don't really remember. The reality was this though. I had a couple of IRAs, one for myself and one for my then wife. And I had a buddy. Wait, we got technical difficulties. So my good friend that I've known since my first day at Smith Barney says she has no video. Is everyone else, give me thumbs up if you're getting video out there. Okay, everybody else is getting video? Okay, Marty. I'm going to see what we can do to get you. Marty, if you can't get the video, oh no, you don't have to show me your video. Oh, so you're saying you can see me, you can hear me. Okay, cool. There it is. You're not giving me video. That's fine. It's Wednesday night. Don't worry about that, love. So going back to what I was saying, when I relinquished all of my licenses. So I was telling you earlier that to be a financial professional is a very vague term. You have financial salespeople, which I started my career as. I took a test called the Series 7. The Series 7 allows you to sell stocks and bonds. I also took other exams and continuing education. I relinquished all of those licenses when I started the Sports and Entertainment Financial Group because I wanted to work with athletes without them being worried about being sold something. I just wanted to be the person who brought the information to them. And this many years later, I'm doing the exact same thing for everyone else in America, and that's what Wealth Our Way is. It's me being a financial professional that can't sell you a product. So you're going to hear throughout the course of the night from people who can sell you stuff. They're not going to sell it to you tonight, but they're some of my strategic partners. So when someone comes to me and says, Tank, my homeowner's insurance is horrible, you may get a phone call from my guy, Joshua Short, who's on the call, who is one of my strategic partners, who every time someone comes to me and I review their insurances, their life insurance, their property and casualty insurance, their health insurance, I have a strategic partner that I send out this information to because I used to sell it, so I'm knowledgeable, but I will not profit off of it now. I sell it to I show it to these guys and ladies. They tell me what's best for my clients, and then I bring it back to my clients. When you're dealing with someone, that's one of the educational gaps that happens in our communities, is that we're sitting across from people who have more knowledge than we do. And whenever you're in a situation, so there's a line from one of my favorite money movies, Wall Street, where Michael Douglas says, a fool and his money were lucky to get together the first time. So there's always someone out there smarter than you with money, and they want to take your money out of your pocket. That's not helpful. The financial services industry, I hate to say it, they're not here to help you. They're here to turn a profit. If they can help you while they're doing it, they'll do it. You know, and it's not that you should be leery of everybody. What you should be is prepared. You should be armed. You're in a battle. You're in a battle for your financial future, which then will lead to your family's well-being. You want to protect your family. So going back to my story, when I was in Atlanta, I had a couple of IRAs. I won't say how much money was in them, but it was under $50,000 in both. One for me, one for my ex-wife. I wasn't managing money anymore. I didn't have any licenses. So I gave the money to a gentleman who was at Merrill Lynch to be my advisor. And I may be in jail next week. Just let's be clear. Y'all start a GoFundMe to bail Big Tank out if one of these firms that I denigrate tonight comes looking for me, puts a hitman out, or does whatever they're going to do. Because I'm gonna tell it real, and I may be in trouble. So I'm just gonna keep it real for y'all. So I opened the accounts at Merrill Lynch, and what happens so often is this brother left Merrill Lynch, left the industry, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. And when he left Merrill Lynch, I got a letter from Merrill Lynch. It was right after Merrill Lynch and Bank of America merged. And the letter said, hey, Mr. Harris and Mrs. Harris, we don't feel as though you are qualified to be on our private platform anymore. So we have given you this 800 number that you can call whenever you need help with your money. And I wasn't ticked off about it. I had a lot of stuff going on, and I am a financial advisor. So I didn't care that I had an 800 number. I was never going to dial it. It was cool. Not 4 weeks later, I get envelopes from Merrill Lynch Bank of America. Open the envelopes. There's checks in the envelopes paying out my IRA. We not only don't think that you qualify for the platform that we had you on, you don't even qualify for the 800 number platform now. We're only taking people with $50,000 or more. Now, let me tell you why that pissed me off. The reality is this: IRA, individual retirement account, which those of you who have been on the 15 Minutes of Finance know all about it. There are tax implications to taking money out of these accounts. So I travel. What would have happened if that envelope would have come to the house and the check would have sat there while I'm touring around the world working with professional athletes, and 60 days passed and I didn't put it in a new account? I would have gotten hit with taxes and a 10% penalty, all because Merrill Lynch didn't think enough of me to keep my money, or to at least call me and tell me they weren't keeping my money, because I'm just a number to Merrill Lynch. And that's cool. I know that. I want you guys to now know that. How many guys here, show of hands, guys and ladies, have ever gotten a bank overdraft fee? Here we go. You know, I just got one the other day and I'm rich. It's like, no, I'm not rich. Don't tell the IRS. I'm broke. I'm broke. I work for free. That's why I'm wealthy. I weigh $80. It's free. So I got a bank overdraft because I forgot to, and this is one of the things we're going to talk about automatic drafting. I forgot to cancel something for a old expense that came out, and it came out of my account that I use for my discretionary money. $15 on an account. It wasn't an overdraft fee. It was a maintenance fee. I went under the $1,000 number. So $15. Now this account pays me zero interest. They can't help me earn $15, but they'll take $15. Let me explain to you what banks do. Now, right now, I got to say, I got one of my homies on here, and I'm not going to put him on blast because I love him with all my heart, but he works for one of the biggest and best banks in America, and I love him. So, you know, and they committed $30 billion to the Black community. So I really love him right now. So, and I think he did it. I think he walked in the office and told him he's going to start smacking people if they didn't put the 30 billion on the streets. So I know he did that because that's the type of cat he is. So in any event, what I'll tell you is, with banks, a bank's job is to lend money. They take the money from the depositors and they lend it out to people. There's a term, you guys should all Google it later, called hypothecating assets. To hypothecate an asset, so a bank just doesn't actually lend your money when you give it to them. They pledge your money to their bank. Their bank is the Federal Reserve. They go to the Federal Reserve and they say, we have $100 million of deposits. How much money will you give us to lend out to people? And maybe they'll give them 3 times what they have. So they'll give them 300 million to lend out because they have 100 million of your money. And then what will they do? They will pay you 0.1% interest on your account, while they charge the people they lent the money to 9%, 12%, 24.99%. They winning. The banks are the pimps of America, just so you know. The banks got hats that tilt to the side and they have Cadillacs. Banks don't have buildings, they have Cadillacs because they're pimps. They got long fur coats. Bank of America got a long fur coat on because it's pimping all of us. They're taking our money, they're putting it on the streets at usury rates. So Wealth Our Way is here to level the playing field. I'm gonna give you all the information. What you choose to do with it will be up to you. But I want you guys to know that I'm here to protect you. I'm here to educate you. I'm here to provide for you. And I'm also clearly here to entertain you a little bit. So what I want to start tonight off with is a quick tribute to George Floyd and to the others who have lost their life senselessly to the hands of police violence from people who have been sworn to take care of us and protect us. And I'm going to say their names because it's very important. Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland, Philando Castile, Eric Gardner, Mike Brown, Tamir Rice. And we marched, we protested when Brother Floyd was murdered. We thought we had enough, right? But 3 months later, Jacob Blake, this never stops. And one of the things that I've said many times, and I've said this in boardrooms that could have gotten me fired, I said, America's not going to stand up and take notice until killing a Black person in the streets costs them some money. I say many, many times, this is not a sales pitch, because once again, I'm not selling you anything here, but wouldn't it be wonderful? Remember when we were all young? I think we're all roughly the same age group. Our parents and grandparents got us those savings bonds with the serial EE and the serial DD savings bonds. They paid like $42 for them, and when they matured, you got $50. I tell people we shouldn't be buying savings bonds anymore. Any child that gets born, Black or white, you buy them a life insurance policy, a whole life or custom whole life or a limited pay life insurance policy. I promise you that every gun would be removed from the city of Chicago if every young Black man had a $500,000 life insurance policy on him. Ted Mathis would be out in the street himself. That's the CEO of New York Life, standing in front of brothers like, don't shoot him. I got to pay $500,000 if you shoot that one. I'm telling you. And until that happens, we're not going to see any change. So I want you to enjoy this video. Now, as I said before, and I'll take inbox criticisms, y'all can call me tomorrow. This is not going to flow like I went to school for technology, because I did not. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to do some things. We're going to come back and forth. Y'all going to enjoy it. And as my good friends from Jerusalem say, talk amongst yourselves while I figure this out. Hold on.
Where the video?
There she go, talking while I'm talking. Could you hear that? You don't hear it? People put their thumbs up. Did you hear it?
We can't hear it, Dad.
You can't? Okay.
No, we can't hear it.
Okay. I got this. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of that. Give me a second. I know what I have to do.
You're doing a great job.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Give me a second. So we're going to go back here for a minute. I know what needs to be done. Share screen. Go to this. And then I have to share sound. Bang. Now it'll work. Fingers, thumbs, who hears it?
You don't see the screen.
Okay. Damn it. I told you this was not gonna go smoothly. We tested this for 2 hours and then they left me in charge.
That was the problem.
Yeah, okay, give me a second. It's going. Once it works the first time, it'll work the rest of the times. Because my stuff, 94% of the time, it works 63% of the time. So give me a quick second. Ah, there it is. I love it. Doc Pringle, love it. So what did we do earlier? We shared it. Double click on it. Is there anybody getting the movie in there? Down? Can people hear it? All right, now we rolling. Sit back and enjoy this thing.
The higher you build your barriers, the taller I become. The farther you take my rights away, the faster I will run. You can deny me, you can decide to turn your face away. matter, 'cause there's something inside so strong. I know that I can make it, though you're doing me wrong, so wrong. You thought that my pride was gone. Oh no, something inside so strong. Oh, something inside so strong. The more you refuse to hear my voice, the louder I will sing. You hide behind walls of Jericho. Your lies will come tumbling. Deny my place and time. You squander wealth that's mine. My light will shine so brightly it will blind you. 'Cause there's something inside so strong, so strong. I know that I can make it, though you're doing me wrong, so wrong. You thought that my pride was gone. Oh no, there's something inside so strong. Oh, something inside so strong. Brothers and sisters, when they insist we're just not good enough. When we know better, just look them in the eyes and say, we're gonna do it anyway. Gonna do it anyway. Something inside so strong. And I know that I can make it, though you're doing me wrong, so wrong. You thought that my pride was gone. Oh no, something inside so strong. Oh, something inside so strong.
This is the house I was talking about growing up in, 252 North Peach Street in West Philadelphia. It looks so much smaller as an adult than when I was a tyke running up and down the street throwing a football around. Growing up on this block, there wasn't a lot of success around. As you can see, this isn't the Taj Mahal, and it damn sure isn't the 8,000 square foot house I would go on to buy in Georgia when I moved my family there in 2008. What I learned on these streets, though, shaped me and made me the man I grew into. It always kept me dreaming of better. It was 3 of us in 1 bedroom in this house, and the bedrooms were as small as a car. But me and my brothers always focused on our education. My mom let me know from a very early age that there was no choice for me but to go to college. And after graduating from Temple University and finding out that every opportunity in the world that I wanted to pursue was available to me, I got into financial services. And it was 22 years of learning from firms like Smith Barney, Payne Weber, New York Life, running my own practices like the Sports and Entertainment Financial Group, that the passion and vision of running a financial firm like Wealth Our Way was born. So I invite you all to stay on this journey, to follow it through to the end, and to build wealth our way.
Hi, I'm Taz.
And I'm Zakia.
We here at Blackman Hill want to wish our good friend and board member, Charles Tank Harris, much success as he brings wealth our way to the world.
Congratulations, Tank.
Love you.
Bye.
So there that is. So I hope you like that. I just want to tell you that song by Labi Safri, it came out in 1988. Now, I don't know, if you guys remember what we were dealing with in 1998 as a world was apartheid. And that song is about apartheid. I loved it. It made me cry when I was 18, and it makes me cry when I hear it now. It also makes me cry because my wife and I stayed up to 3 o'clock in the morning trying to edit the videos. Carl, I don't know how you do it, bro. Trying to put the timing of the picture with the song. It was crazy, but we did the best we could, and we wanted to share it with you because I think America as a country, I love my country. Let me say this first and foremost. I love the United States of America. I root for the United States of America every day to live up to the Constitution under which it was formed. Although I understand that when that Constitution was formed, it wasn't necessarily for someone that looked like me. In fact, I was probably going out in the back and getting the ink and being leaned over on and written on while they wrote the Constitution. But that's not the point. The point is that I hope that this country lives up to it. It stood in such judgment of South Africa when apartheid was going on. Yet here we are, 32 years later, facing the same things here. I believe that we can get past our color of skin issues if we focus on growing as a country economically. So what I want to talk to you about real quick is the format of what's going to happen tonight. So we got all of the pushy, emotional stuff out of the way, and we can get into the facts. What we're going to do is we're going to do a website tour. We're going to go through all of the sections of Wealth Our Way to take about 4 or 5 minutes to show you the different areas. We're going to spend some time looking at a couple of videos that show you what the Wealth Portal does for our clients. We're going to go through our resources tab where we'll talk about our strategic partners, our career corner, and our women's corner. We're also going to unveil the star of tonight's show, which is WOW University, which is the financial literacy platform that we've been building for the last 7 months, which is why the launch is taking place today. And you'll hear a sprinkle throughout from my lovely clients. So with that being said, we're going to start off right now checking out the Wealth Our Way website. I promise we are. Hello, and welcome to the Wealth Our Way website. Sit back, relax, and take a tour. You're going to find out how to build.
Hi, my name is Vicky.
Hello, and Our Way. I was raised by a single mother who by the Hello, and welcome to the Wealth Our Way website. Sit back, relax, and take a tour. You're going to find out how to build wealth our way. I was raised by a single mother who by the age of 21 had 3 sons to provide for on her own. Ours was not a life focused upon building wealth. My upbringing focused upon surviving from one day to the next. A little more than a decade after my birth, my baby sister arrived. I had no idea we lived below the poverty line. To the left of me and right of me, everyone was in the same boat. When I was 14 years of age, I ventured to a section of my beloved hometown of Philadelphia called Rittenhouse Square. It was on that day that I realized there were financial haves and have-nots, and that I was in the latter group. When I arrived home that night and discussed what I had seen with my mother, she explained to me the power of education and why she had been so adamant that my siblings and I forego the streets to master the classroom. I'm proud to say that the strong single mother that raised me now has 4 college degrees earned by her children mounted upon her wall. The story doesn't end there, though. The hunger for education that my mother planted in us has continued to yield fruit. Today, you are the beneficiary of what my mother instilled in me decades ago. I have spent the past 20 plus years at some of Wall Street's top financial firms. I have passed multiple exams, acquired multiple designations, logged countless continuing education hours, and trained a myriad of the very financial professionals that are currently seeking to serve you. I have seen behind the curtain, and I understand now more than ever why the streets of Rittenhouse Square were so very different than my own. I founded Wealth Our Way on the flagship belief that wealth is not only for the wealthy. It is our turn. Today is a new day. My commitment and pledge to you and your family is this: access. Access to knowledge, access to advice, access to guidance, access to the financial future you desire for you and your family. I no longer live below the poverty line, and neither does Mom. But I've never forgotten my humble beginnings and the debt I owe to this world. Wealth Our Way is more than a financial planning firm. Wealth Our Way is a movement. Join us. The first thing you notice when you come on the Wealth Our Way homepage is that it's not like other financial services firms. You are represented on the Wealth Our Way homepage. You look at our top banner, you find all of our social media outlets: Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, our phone number, our address on Park Avenue, and our gated client login button. Across the top banner is also the different drop downs: home, about us, our approach, the services we provide, the pricing for the various levels of service, the resources, including our glossary, blog, and videos, and how to get in contact with us. As you continue to tour the website and venture over to our services tab, the drop-down shows you the various areas that we focus upon: wealth planning, estate planning, tax mitigation, our athlete and entertainer services division, our small business management division, and of course, planning for retirement and insurance. Upon clicking the resources drop-down, you will be able to see all of our strategic partners, from our small business partnership with Phoenix, our legacy partnership with Torch, our credit counseling partnership, as well as our debt reduction partnership, and many others. Here is also where we house our Career Corner, where young, aspiring millionaires can hear firsthand from those holding lofty positions in the world. You'll also find access to our wealth portal, our glossary of financial terms, all of our videos, as well as the various calculators available on Wealth Our Way. The Wealth Our Way library contains hundreds of articles in areas such as estate planning, taxes, money, retirement, insurance, lifestyle, just to name a few. The articles are up to date, they're refreshed daily, and all of the content is free. For those of you who are more visually stimulated, you have to take a look at our video section. In that area, we have a multitude of videos that range from 30 seconds to 2 minutes that talk about every area of finance that you could possibly have a question about. As we conclude the tour of the Wealth Our Way website, we bring out the star of tonight's launch, WOW University. WOW University has all the financial literacy coursework required to get all of the certificates promised you when you start your Wealth Our Way journey. We even have a section dedicated to students and to women. The WOW University will allow you to build upon your financial knowledge, increase your financial literacy, and learn all the tenets of monetary excellence at a self-paced, teach yourself, or instructor-guided curriculum program. Your dedicated advisor will work with you to compile the coursework that best matches up with your goals and objectives. There is no other place to be than WOW University. How'd you like that? So let me tell you this. The amount of money that is made and generated in the financial services industry it's ridiculous. It's unquantifiable if you want to really know about it. To have something that has been created that gives away information that people will pay tens of thousands of dollars to, I know I sound like a zealot, and I guess when it comes to finances, I am a zealot. when I talk to people about what's available, the first thing that I realize is that they have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. Because if they knew the power of the information that I'm giving away for free on this website, they would kiss me, give me their firstborn, something would happen. It'd be a much, much better reaction than what I'm getting. And that just shows me how much of a long way we have to go and how much I have to champion the cause of bringing financial literacy to people. Because if you look at Wow University alone, if you look at the videos alone, if you look at the articles alone, the 15 minutes of finances that we do every day, this is 15 minutes of finances on Facebook Live is where I let people inbox me, call me, email me a topic that's been troubling them financially. And I do a 15-minute segment on it for free. I have clients that pay me thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars. I have clients who are millionaires. I have clients who are 100,000aires who pay for specific financial expertise. Yet I have dedicated my life to giving content and guidance with that content to the masses. So I really hope that if nothing else comes from you guys spending time tonight on this Zoom call and learning more about Wealth Our Way, that you start coming to the site, building out your own private coursework to learn everything you want to learn. And if you decide, hey, you know what, this is great, but I need a little guidance, you can get a dedicated advisor from Wealth Our Way. Thanks, Ariana. I appreciate that, brother. And having you as a steady attender to the 15 minutes of finance makes me come on there every day, ready to do battle. So right now, I want to take a minute to let you guys know that no man is an island, not even a man as big as myself, and that Wealth Our Way is Wealth Our Way because of the team that I have behind me. And right now, I need to share the team with you guys. So let me get on here and see if I can share the team, because you know I'll be messing up. So if I can figure out how to make this little black thing from the Zoom stop hanging down over the tabs I want to click on, that's where the problems lie. Boom, there's my team, the dream team. So first of all, look at that picture of me. I'm real fat in that picture. That's okay. I used to weigh 550 pounds. I don't know if y'all noticed now, but I'm getting real sexy on y'all. I'm down to 384, still a big man, but I'm working it down toward the lower levels. I'm a be charging $5 to wash clothes on my stomach by next summer. So the reality is this: my team. You see, I like to be surrounded by the ladies. Let's introduce them to you. My chief administrative officer is my just right-hand girl, right-hand lady, Deirdre Highland. Deirdre was my sales assistant 22 years ago when I started at Smith Barney. And when I left Smith Barney to go to Payne Weber, I told them I wouldn't go if they would include her in the deal, and so they did. And when my athlete clients, which back then all I had was athlete clients, when they decided that they didn't want me at the brokerage firm anymore, and I started Athletic Business Management, which was a leap of faith, Deirdre took the leap of faith with me. I need you guys to be on mute, please. Be on your best behavior out there. When we started to work with the individual clientele that we had here, and the clientele just started growing so quickly, there were so many different things to handle, we realized that we needed more help on the assistant level. I brought in a really good friend of mine, someone I've known for over 10 years, Miss Renee Baskerville, to work on all things me, basically my schedule, my correspondence. Renee handles all of those things. She's my personal assistant, and she also helps the senior leadership team with the day-to-day, week in and week out agenda items that we cover. Let me tell you, every organization has a person that is indispensable, that from everything from being the janitor to being the person who makes sure that the Zoom goes right. And for our organization, that's Miss Bernice Johnson. Bernice is our Chief Operating Officer. She makes me shut up, which I know y'all don't think that's possible, and take notice to things that need to be done, because Bernice seems to know everything. She's the first person I met that knows more than I know, and that's a lot. And then, although she would not let me put her picture on the website, my Chief Financial Officer also has another title in my life, which is wife. So, you got to keep the money right. You give it to your wife, and she'll multiply it for you, because women are incubators, according to Pastor Miles Monroe. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank also my Chief Financial Officer and wife, Miss Regina Harris. Mrs. Regina Harris, you better have a ring on. If I see you out in these streets without it, it's trouble. So that's the team. That's the Wealth Our Way team. I wanted them to take a bow and just realize that none of this happens without them. And, you know, with every good union starts with having great staff around you. So this is the Wealth Our Way team. It's not just Tank. It's never Tank. So from here, we will move into one of these amazing clients of mine. You get to hear from some of the people I get to work with every day. What do I do now? Do we know? Do we know why this is not working? Anybody? Oh, I gotta stop sharing the screen. All right, go to my Zoom meeting. All right, so let's see here. We're back to sharing the screen. And there we go.
Hi, my name.
This is very frustrating.
Hi, my name.
Hi, my name is Winston.
Hi.
I'm just gonna sit there. Yeah, just gonna sit there. My people is in the room. Ain't nobody helping me right now. Like they just all sit here.
Hey, Tank.
Just gonna sit here and watch me struggle right now. This is hilarious.
Hey, Tank, at the bottom, the green share screen, when you hit that, the box that pops up, click the option in the top left, and then at the bottom, there's a click to share sound.
Okay.
And that will let us see everything that you're seeing.
All right. Thank you, sis.
You're welcome.
This that BS I be talking about. I'm not gonna curse though. I'm not gonna curse.
Hi, my name is Vicki Poole, and I'm a client of Wealth Our Way. After our initial meeting with Tank, my wife and I decided to use Wealth Our Way for our retirement planning. Tank is a very informative and honest person, and my wife and I felt extremely safe in trusting our finances and future with him and his company. He answered and continues to answer all of our questions. He guides us with ease through all of the paperwork, and after spending with time, we love him as family. Tank has helped me most in feeling comfortable that I could actually retire sooner than I had planned. He was so good at showing actual numbers and resources to verify his plan for me and for us. Tank is very detail-oriented and is a wealth of information. His company is named very appropriately. I look forward to many more years working with Wealth Our Way and wish Tank and the entire WOW team nothing but success in providing the world that much needed financial tools and information that they possess. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Winston Bailey. I'm a client of Tank Harris at Wealth Our Way. I've been a client with Tank for a little under a year, but in that time, I've been working with Tank. It's been incredible. He's extremely knowledgeable about a lot of things as it relates to small, mid-size, and large businesses. He has a genuine interest in ensuring that his clients make the best financial decision. He's looking at a lot of long-term strategies since I've been working with him. What else? I mean, it's almost like it's a friendship. It's not sort of the cold interactions that you would maybe have with other financial advisors. Tank really takes the time out and patience to go above and beyond. There's been a number of scenarios where I've called Tank sort of last minute on new business opportunities where he's helped me review those business opportunities and the short and long-term impacts and the pros and cons of that, which in my opinion kind of goes above and beyond what sort of the expectation is for a financial advisor. So he not only deals with the money aspect, but he really makes it he personalizes the experience. What else? The thing that helped me the most with Tank was the Wealth Our Way platform. A lot of things, I think as an entrepreneur, we do things on the fly. We take a lot of risk. And the Wealth Our Way platform was one of the first platforms that I've used where it really made me take a cold, hard look at, what's my household net worth, what's the income I'm bringing in, my expenses, and sort of really helping me sort of see a lot of gaps in my financial strategy. So he definitely gave me some suggestions, and I went and I ran with those suggestions. Since I've been with him, I'm already in the process of getting evaluation of my business, which I strongly recommend a lot of small businesses do. It definitely helps with their strategic analysis of whether or not they want to expand their business. I think that's helpful. And another thing that he's done is he helped sort of restore my faith in relationships with banking institutions. As a Black-owned business, a small business, I think sometimes there's sort of a lot of implicit boundaries to get access to capital. I think there's more risk associated with doing business with us. This seems to be my experience, but what he's done is he basically is like, listen, it's about numbers on the screen. Don't take it personal. There is a game, and you need a strategy to play that game if you want to continue to be in a position that you're at. So since I've been working with him, he's definitely helped, connect me with a strong banking institution, helped me understand the importance of a strong valuation of my business, and definitely helped me see where I'm at right now financially as my household net worth and sort of what I can do to, have some passive and residual income in the future. And Tank, he's a great storyteller too. So he has a lot of anecdotal messages, some anecdotal case studies, and a list of who's who of clients that he's been working with, and he's very confidential too. So for a man with that much knowledge and the willingness to share a lot of the information, he still carries an air of professionalism and discretion. So I continue to look forward to grow with Wealth Our Way, continue to grow with Hank, aka Tank, and that's it. I'm sorry, Charles Harris. Cool. Peace.
Hi, my name is Tahir Whitehead, and I am a client of Wealth Our Way. I think Wealth Our Way is needed not only because you get armed with a great group of people and a great team to back you, you get armed with the financial tools that are extremely important to go out there and be successful. And education and the resources to go out there and be able to be successful. One of the most important or the biggest things I would say that's helped me since working with Tank and the Wealth Our Way team has been furthering my knowledge of,
So of course, the pro athletes one is the one that's the lowest volume. Let me see here.
and to have people like that in your corner who's going to direct you in every which way and help you every step of the way, where some groups out there don't necessarily do that, and they don't take the time to understand you as a client. And that's one thing that I've really appreciated since working with the team, is their attention to detail and how diligent Tank and the team they are. So Tank, the whole Wealth Our Way team, I'm excited for what's to come. Congratulations on launching the site, and I'm looking for many years of working with you guys and continuing this relationship. And once an owl, always an owl. Tank, to you, baby.
So I appreciate you guys dealing with the volume issues. That was my boy Tyre Whitehead from the Carolina Panthers, client of ours, and just we had some volume issues. And I think he Barry White. He wanted to be in the dark. He wanted to set the mood in the secret garden. I love him because he's sexual chocolate. He's just out there doing his thing. So what I want to do now is just move into the wealth portal. I had like 4 minutes of conversation. I'm not going to say it because we're running behind schedule, and I want to get everybody out here at 8:46 promptly. So we're going to go and look at the wealth portal videos right now. Bye, Mom. Time to go back in your coffin.
I get up at 4 in the morning.
I know, before the lights come up. I get you.
Good night.
Night, Mom. I love you.
Love you. Son. Oops, still talking.
Yeah, get off my thing. Me and my mother have a very close relationship.
Hold on. Oh, Lee.
I don't know how to get rid of her. I've been trying for years. All right, so we have lost all of that content. That's okay. I need Google. And I need Wealth Our Way. And I need resources. I need Wealth Portal. And here we go. Yep. Share screen.
Welcome to your personal financial website, the window into your financial world, where you can see up-to-date information on your accounts, net worth, investments, goals, spending, and more. Start in the organizer. Enter your essential details, upload photos of your family members and personal possessions, and connect to your financial accounts, all for a clearer picture of you. In the Goals tab, add your financial goals, track progress toward funding those goals, and visualize how your goals impact your long-term financial outlook. Monitor your daily cash flow transactions and create budgets to help you stay on track, all from within the Spending tab. Learn more about your asset allocation and see the current values of your holdings from the Investment section. Here you can drill down into your asset types for a detailed breakdown of each of your investments. The Vault is your secure digital document storage repository. Upload all your important and legal documents so you always know where they are and have access to them anytime from anywhere. Your personal financial website is filled with features that allow you to take control of your financial life, so take the time to explore. And if you need help, it's always just a click away in the top right corner of the page.
Does it feel like your family is a small enterprise? Are your days filled with decisions and deadlines? While you might divide most responsibilities, money management is different. To ensure your financial well-being, both partners should understand your family's finances. If your family needs to collaborate on budgets, cash flow, and investing, we can help. Introducing Personal Portfolio, an interactive way for you and your partner to sharpen your money management skills. Here's how it works. We'll create a personal financial website with a separate account for your partner to oversee. We'll work with them to build a portfolio, and you can both track the budget and investments. Help your family achieve its financial goals with Personal Portfolio.
So that's our wealth portal. The wealth portal, the biggest portion of it that I get feedback on is the budgeting part. When people have an opportunity, and I'm not going to lie to anyone, that is the most labor intensive part of the onboarding process. It truly is a, as they say in technology, garbage in, garbage out type of process. It takes time to upload all of your accounts, your bank statements, depending on how many bank debit cards you have and credit cards you have. But once we get the information in, and you work with an onboarding specialist when you come on. Renee is part of that team. Deirdre's part of that team. We help you put these things in, classify your expenses properly, and then create a budget. Because once you have the budget, then we know how much money you can put aside for your retirement. We know the goals that you have. We do a risk tolerance assessment. These are things that normally, if you walk into a financial institution, if you don't have enough money to invest, no one's going to work with you. You know, it's a sales given environment. So if you have 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, and someone can make 1%, 2%, 3% off of your money, they'll also help you make a budget. But if they can't do that, you're not getting a budget. So, I talk about money a lot. Once again, I'm a financial planner. I have personally invested over $20,000 this year into Wealth Our Way's format. The financial curriculum I purchased from another company. The wealth portal is branded by Wealth Our Way, but it's powered by a company called eMoney. These are things that every individual, so you ever see something on TV, hey, this is $99, but it's a $4,000 value. There really is, I've learned, there really is truth to that, because what I've been able to give away on the free section, as well as on the low foundational level section, is something that would cost the average financial, with the financial firms that you would go to would charge you upward of $4,000 or $5,000 a year to have access to these things that we're giving for free. So now we're going to move into our strategic partners. So as I said earlier, and I won't spend a lot of time belaboring the point, our strategic partners are, once you come in and you sit down with a dedicated advisor at Wealth Our Way, you need things. As we're building your financial plan, you need, in some cases, life insurance, in some cases, homeowners insurance, in some cases, investment management, in some cases, you need estate planning. Everything, there was a commercial out when I was a child for a company called BASF. I'm adding a letter. So they said they don't make the products you buy, they make the products you buy better. That's what our firm does. We don't sell you the products you need. We sit down with you and make sure on your side of the table that no one's taking advantage of you, because the professionals you work with, they have to answer to me and my team. So if you don't know, I know. I know this is the same protection I gave the athletes when people were trying to take all of their money. You can't sell somebody a $35,000 item for $52,000 because they got $7 million when I'm there protecting them. And that's our company's job, is to protect you guys. So I want to show you and introduce you to some of the Wealth Our Way strategic partners who I love as family. And we're going to get into that right now.
So hello, I am Dr. Pamela Jolly, and I am CEO and founder of Torch Enterprises, a 16-year-old strategic investment company that is focused on passing the torch from one generation to the next to build legacy wealth via ownership and equity. I met Charles Tank Harris thanks to my best friend, Keisha Chandler. And when I met him, what most inspired me was his brilliance, but also his heart and his passion and commitment for serving our community. That initial meeting opened up a doorway for us where we've traveled across the country, Atlanta, Detroit, Omaha, and worked with each other to help each other in various different ways with our entities. Too many people think that there's competition in our community when it relates to business. I totally disagree. I'm so grateful to be a stakeholder, to have been asked to be a stakeholder partner with Tank in his new enterprise, Wealth Our Way. My company, Torch Enterprises, has something called the Narrow Road, which is the basis of the research that I have done with my dissertation. In using the Narrow Road, Tank assisted me with the Black Male Equity Initiative in Detroit and the Omaha Legacy Wealth Initiative in Omaha. What I do as a wealth strategist is I help you build a better relationship with money so that you can define wealth for yourself. Why I love Wealth Our Way so much is that what I have found in my research and in my work with our community is that so many people have good intentions as it relates to wealth, but for whatever reason, many of the things that we desire to do often don't get executed. What Tank is helping you do is check things off your list. It's so important to build a solid foundation. Time is everything when it comes to wealth. And so the sooner you get started, the more fun it becomes further down the road. And so I encourage you to look at Wealth Our Way as a solution that we've all been asking for, and join the journey with Tank so that you can really check some things off your list when it comes to wealth. Tank, very proud of you, looking forward to what the future brings, and grateful to be a part of your journey, and so grateful that you are a part of mine. Continued success in all that you do. And for all of the future clients that you have out there, you are in store for a blessing. Wealth, as a part of our legacy, it's promised. I encourage you to pursue it. God bless you.
Hi, my name is Ferdinand Risco, and I am the founder and CEO of the Phoenix Enterprise Consulting Group. Phoenix ECG is a supply chain consulting firm that is focused on helping small, minority, women, and veteran-owned businesses win every single day. We are really passionate about helping them reimagine, refocus, and renew their business. If it's from our startup service all the way through process improvement, we are there to help them plan, launch, and grow their business, or even a new business segment. As a former agency CEO and former government compliance officer, I saw every single day that the firms were very capable and there to do business, but simply didn't have the roadmap. And so after retirement, I decided that I was going to start the Phoenix Enterprise Consulting Group to help firms build their capacity, build their roadmap, and win. And so one of our strategic partners is Wealth Our Way. They too are very focused on access and opportunity, access to wealth. And that is so very important to our firm. And so not only do we pass our clients to them to do business, but they are also my personal advisor. I've known Charles Tank Harris for many, many years. We actually grew up together. And so if it's from those days behind the wall at Girard College or our time together at Temple University on Broad Street, Tank and I have been doing business for over 20 years. And I can tell you he is the best at what he does. And so not only are we strategic partners and business partners, I can tell you that that is a man that you can trust. He is incredibly knowledgeable and knows his business very well. And so we're very excited to lend our congratulations today to Tank and the team on the launch of Wealth Our Way. We wish you many, many successes in the days to come, and know that you can count on us here at the Phoenix Enterprise Consulting Group. Not only continue to pass business, but we're here to support you as well. And so we thank you, we congratulate you, and we say job well done.
And my people are fly, right? They come through. You know, some of it, you know, I should have had them do the whole John because their videos have been working better than my videos, but that's okay. My sister told me she's gonna make my John pop next time, so it's all good. Speaking of my sister, so at Wealth Our Way, I talked to you guys earlier about Career Corner and Women's Corner, having a situation, an area where we can highlight the strength of every household, every white household, every Black household, every Asian household. It's the women. The women are who hold us together. They're oftentimes leading by example. And I wanted to make a special place on the Wealth Our Way platform for women who, no matter where they are, if they are in the workforce, if they're entrepreneurs, if they're stay-at-home moms handling the budget, if they're returning back to the workforce after having children, I wanted to have a level of curriculum that catered to them, because this goes back to the fact that, I have 5 daughters. I have 3 stepdaughters, mom, sister. There's so many women in my life that I have nieces. It's endless, the number of women that are very, very important to me. And I feel as though I have a duty to protect and to serve the women of not only my community, but across the country with information that can guide them. Career Corner, I touched on that earlier. When I first started at Smith Barney, I literally was on a job interview for a job that I didn't know what the job was. My best friend was playing for the Washington Redskins, and he asked me to become his financial advisor. He gave me the brochure for Smith Barney. They had been recruiting on our alma mater's campus where his girlfriend was still a student. And he told me to go get the job at Smith Barney and he would be my first client. I walked in the door not knowing what a financial advisor was. And it was sad to me. You know, like I said, one of my good friends is on the call now. He's going to be featured on Career Corner. He's a graduate of one of the 10 schools. When I grew up, I didn't know what the 10 schools were. I don't know how many of you guys know what the 10 schools are, but they're top prep schools across the country. And there's a program that comes into the minority communities called ABC, A Better Chance, and takes kids out of the public school systems and puts them into the 10 schools. And then normally, if you come out of the 10 schools as a high school graduate, you're going to an Ivy League or top 50 university across the country. And that is how you get a network that introduces you to things like becoming a hedge fund manager or, you know, running an actual bank. I had no idea where these opportunities were going to come from. So that's why we invented Career Corner. That's why we invented Women's Corner. The 2 women that I have tonight who are going to talk on Women's and Career Corner are very good friend and very, very, very much better than a good friend. Is very much the first love of my life. Is my baby sister. So I'm going to have her introduce herself. She's on the call. I'm going to have her unmute herself and talk a little bit about what she does professionally and give you an idea as to what Career Corner, what type of information and the quality of people who will be on it. So Porsche, please take it away.
Hi, Tank. Can you hear me okay?
Hear you great, babe.
All right, perfect. Before I introduce myself, I just wanted to take a second just to appreciate the initiative of having Career Corner. I think it's really important, something that I wish I had access to coming up, to be able to see people that look like us, that are going through our journey and see, where they are and that they've been successful so that you have something to aspire to. I think that's really important. The second thing is, one of the big influences for me, I remember reading this 300-page book called Gigs, where it was a collection of 1 to 2 page short articles, people from all different spectrums, all types of different jobs, just being real about what it is that they did, what they liked, what they didn't like about their job, and the impact on their lives. So I think all of these conversations, being able to share what we do, hopefully, is a way to reach and inspire the next generation and even our peers. So with that, I'll just kind of start to share my story and introduce myself. So as Tank mentioned, I am his baby sister. My name is Portia Evans. I am currently a marketing manager for DePuy Synthes, which is the orthopedic arm of Johnson & Johnson, one of the largest healthcare companies in the world. And as a marketing manager, the job spans many different roles. There's the heavy analytical portion where, I'm forecasting new products. I'm also building relationships with customers and sales consultants across the country. I have the privilege of going into the OR to actually see how our products are used to improve patient care. I am also responsible for all of the messaging and advertising, promotion, the budgets, all supply chain, all of that goes into making a product successful. And the products that that I work with, I manage a portfolio of products that are used to treat pediatric deformities. So the impact is really, being able to say day to day, I've changed someone's life. So it's very rewarding, very hard work, but it's what I have always, from a young age, been passionate about. And I think, when you find your passion in life, that kind of helps you to find success. So for me, my story, I had sort of always knew that I wanted to be in marketing. As Tank mentioned, our mother instilled the idea that you are going to college. But, I got there, I was ready to go, had no idea how I was going to pay for it. And, that was the first challenge. The first year I did the whole live on campus college experience, did that, and then realized I need to get a job. So I worked full time while putting myself to school. It took a little longer than the 4 years, but I had to do it at my own pace. And at the end of it, what I found was that in a highly competitive job market, I was going up for positions against kids who, had just gone to school versus I had gone to school, I had worked full time, and I came out with sort of the best of both worlds, and that provided a lot of different opportunities for me. Tank did also ask me to talk about why I chose marketing and sort of where that passion stemmed from. If I'm hoping that many of you on the call remember the movie Boomerang. That was actually my inspiration. I love the idea of seeing, our brown brothers and sisters doing it. I love the crazy creative director. I loved Halle Berry and the advertising and creative side of it. I loved how they had to ring in Strange and deal with
girl.
Exactly.
Strange girl.
That's managing your brand, managing the face of your brand. And then you have Robin Givens at the helm of it, managing the business portion of it. And I said, that's what I want to do. So that was kind of the inspiration. I always loved people, was inspired by why they made the decisions that they did and how they ended up where they were. And now I get to do that with products that, again, are changing people's lives for one of the biggest companies in the world. So I would say, one of the other shockers, I talked about going through school and not really being able to pay for it. When I finished my undergrad degree, I, realized my student loan payments were the same amount as my rent. It was no joke. So that pushed me to work a little harder to sort of fast track my career and make some serious decisions. And, again, that combination of work experience with the degree, typically the role that I have within J&J is not, one that you would get promoted for from the outside. But I think, the experience that I had working with startups and just sort of building a base, being persistent, helped to make me a strong candidate. So I would say, for anyone out there, whether you're going through it yourself or preparing, maybe a high school age kid for that transition into college, definitely the planning of how, having the conversations about the student loans, the resources and all of that, whether you're contributing or whether, they're on their own for it, very relevant, very real. Now as a parent, I'm having conversations with my brother about 529K plans in order to fund my 4-year-old's college experience. So again, I hope that there is something in this sharing. I'm happy to answer any questions, but I just thank you for the opportunity to share, Tank.
You're very welcome, sis. I'm super proud of you. Let me say this though, because I talked earlier about money. Talk through the whole show about money, but let's just say this, talk about money not necessarily being the most important thing in life, but my sister working for the group that she works for, sharing a little personal information that some of you already know. Our brother was assaulted last month and suffered a brain injury as a result, still in the hospital right now. My sister got on the phone with her doctors that she works with, and they called the hospital and they did some residency with some of the doctors that were there. My mom's best friend, her husband, my Uncle Dave, is a retired neurologist. Why do I say these things? Because when we called the hospital about my brother, they treated us like we were the top of the food chain because of who we knew. Now, part of that was money that the people who called in had, not necessarily that we had, but the other part of it was the network. This is where Wealth Our Way it becomes important. It becomes a situation where this village mentality, and once again, this transcends racial lines. This is a matter of people sticking together and doing right by other people. So I just wanted to throw that part out there because Porsche has been the family kind of, glue to holding together everybody and getting the information because she has the most medical knowledge than the rest of us. So yes, that's right, Cheryl, building those relationships. I'm going to go to a video of the other person for the Women's Corner. Give me 1 second. I think I can do this a lot better than I've been doing it. Let me see. Oh, don't want to do that. I was almost bad for everybody. All right, so I'm going to get this video because share screen. And where did my videos go? Please, Dropbox, be kind. Okay, not there. I gotta show this last video. It's the last video. It's the last one I actually have to find because this woman was so kind to me to give me this video when I asked at the last minute because I'm a procrastinator. Okay. I just need to find this one last video. Where was the movies that we had? I had it up and then somehow I managed to delete the window.
Go back to
This is the last thing you have to deal with this. This is the last video I'm trying to share. So I think it's here. Got it. All right. It's not sharing though, right?
No.
Okay. All right. So now we do it this way. All right. Share screen.
Share sound.
Yeah, got it.
Hello, my name is Lady March Goldwire. I am a general contractor. I'm also a licensed building official, a real estate developer, and overall serial entrepreneur. I am so pleased to be joining in with my dear friend, Mr. Charles Tank Harris, on his journey and this platform, Wealth Our Way. I have always held the belief that we have all of the possibilities right here at our fingertips, all of the opportunities right here at our fingertips, and that for the most part, we just simply need direction. I'm looking forward to the information that will be garnered here in this platform, and I'm looking forward to sharing my experiences and my journey. I have been in the construction / real estate development industry for close to 15 years. I've been a licensed general unlimited contractor here in South Florida since 2005. I have had the wonderful and yet relatively tumultuous experience officiating in some of the most challenging areas of South Florida as it pertains to high-rise construction, industrial, commercial, instruction industries, and I have had an absolute ball. I'm a woman in the industry. And it's not as rare as it used to be, but it can still be relatively lonely. And so to get an opportunity to curate some space here in the women's corner of Wealth Our Way is absolutely phenomenal. And I just want to take a moment to thank Charles for the opportunity and for being so open to, just giving women the room to be as complex but relatively as finessed as we can be when it comes to making things work in industries where we're not necessarily dominant. Having said all of that, I've recently taken on the role of claims adjuster, public adjuster, because I've come to the realization that there is a segment of our population who has not clearly identified or doesn't know how to clearly identify wealth embedded in their home insurance policies. I believe that if indeed wealth is attributed to owning a home to some degree, that homeowners should be familiar with the opportunities that may lay hidden in the properties that they acquire. Oftentimes, I've seen in this business where the values of primary properties, homesteaded properties, go into a space where they are diminished, mostly because of the inability to maintain the property. And I'm looking forward to just being able to explore the possibilities. Hence my introduction to Wealth Our Way and my company called the NIA Agency, the Neighborhood Insurance Advocate. Excited about what's to come, excited about how I can contribute, but also what I will be able to take away from working alongside so many wonderful and like-minded individuals. Thank you for taking the opportunity to carve time out of your schedules to participate in this wonderful dynamic that Charles is responsible for. And I look forward, I'm excited, uber excited about working alongside each and every one of you. See you tonight. Be well.
So that was our last strategic partner. We are coming to it. I can't believe it looped back in perfectly. We're at 8:30. And as I said, the Zoom is running until 8:46 ceremonially in honor of George Floyd and the time that we all know way too well, unfortunately. The thing about the strategic partners that Wealth Our Way has and the people that are featured on Women's Corner and Career Corner is that the village mentality is very much alive and well. One of my newer clients, and he's on the call, well, at least he was on the call. I don't know if I still see him there. Let me see if I can find him. I think he's left. So that's good, because I'm gonna shout him out, and then, I'm gonna tell him that he should have been here. But one of the things that has, over the course of my career, always presented itself is as a connector, being able to bring together clients of mine. What's up?
You looking for me?
Nah, JB, but I see you there, and I want you to speak up too. So give me 2 minutes. I'm gonna bring you on camera. I was looking for my man Baron Coker, but I think Baron got off. And the reason I brought Baron up is because Baron is helping with a affordable housing project. So 2 of the things that are not ready for Wealth Our Way right now, they're not mainstream. The site will always be growing and changing and improving. 2 things that people have asked me for and we're going to do, I just have to legally find out how to do them so I don't end up in jail, is the stock investment clubs and the real estate investment clubs. I have so many clients that are like, Tank, you got this knowledge, I got $50. I want to flip a house, but I got $50. Well, you know what? I know 200 people with $50 and we'll put it all together. We'll buy a house, renovate it, flip it, and everybody will get their return. That is actually managing investments, which is not what I am doing here. So there has to be a structure that I can help from the educational side while putting together things that you can trust, because I've seen way too many things on the internet where people are passing themselves off as being way more knowledgeable than I am, and they don't know anything, but they're getting checks from people. One of the things that people have used, my clients said it many times tonight about trusting me. I'm glad that my clients trust me, but the truth of the matter is I don't give my clients any reason to have to trust me. They don't give me any money. You know, my clients get my advice, but they send their checks to other people. I love that about this company. You don't have to worry about if Tank is ripping you off because Tank doesn't handle your money. Wherever your investments are, I am monitoring the performance of your wealth, but you are using a third party. And that is something that is by design. But what unfortunately for me, I have to try to figure out is people are, my clients and the people who hear me every day, they want more than what I can offer right now. Not because I don't have the knowledge to offer it, but because I don't want to put myself in a position to be sued or to do things where someone lost 37 cents. I'll give you a quick story. I promise it'll be quick because I want to bring my man JB on and then we're going to wrap. I did a podcast once, free. I just went on the podcast to speak. The woman was talking about wealth. She had me on. I told people that if they had credit cards that were charging them more than 10% a year in interest, that it was a good idea to pay those credit cards down before they decided to invest in the market. Because historically, the S&P 500 gives you a rate of return of 10% a year on average over the last 120 years. Now, that's also if you are reinvesting your short-term capital gains and your dividends, you'll get this 10%. Well, it makes logical sense then, if you can earn 10% on average in the market, but you have a credit card that's charging you 18%, the best use of your dollar is to put it on the 18% debt and not on the market, because you're going to get an 18% return as opposed to your anticipated 10% return. I said that. I told her this is something that's over time. What happened? That year in the market did 31%. It was a great year in the stock market because the market goes up and down. Some years it'll be up 30%, down 19%. It makes the average 10%. Well, she tried to sue me. She said, this guy got on the podcast and told me that I should pay on my credit card instead of investing in the market, and the market did 31%. Now, fortunately, I got a ton of lawyers. I'm cool with so many lawyers. I used to think my last name was Esquire. Like, I was able to defend myself and it was all good. It was no worries. But that's the type of stuff that happens when you're trying to be helpful to people. You open yourself up for things like litigation and things of this nature, which is why Wealth Our Way is designed the way it is. I got clients that come in my room with a big bag of money and they're like, Tank, take it, do right by me. I know you're brilliant. I know you're going to do right by me. And I got to push the money back and be like, I don't touch anybody's money. Here's how we'll do it here, because I'm not opening myself up to that. But with that being said, my one client he's old, so he probably had to go to bed. He's going to be bad. I said that. But he's championing our affordable housing efforts in South Carolina, in Maryland, in Philadelphia, and it's a couple of other places. So I've had clients who have reached out to me who want to diversify their holdings, and I'm putting together Zoom calls. And these Zoom calls will be open to not just the people who are investing, but people who want to hear about affordable housing and tax credits and things of that nature, because I end up being in the middle of so many different deals, for lack of a better word. I just want to connect the parties and let people decide for themselves what's good for them and what's not good for them. And then as their advisor who knows their financial situation intimately, I can tell them what they can afford to risk and not risk and go from there. One of my really, really good friends, he's like a brother to me, is my man, John Michael Benam. I'm not going to tell you anything about him. I'm going to let him tell you about himself. We met several years ago, a decade ago. We were both honored for 40 under 40, which is telling how old both of us are. Actually, I'm at the end of it now. I'm 50, so it was actually 10 years for me. The Network Journal in New York honored us. And this brother is amazing. He's a banking guru. One of my clients earlier, Winston Bailey, talked about me restoring his faith in the banking industry. It was actually JB who did it. I called JB. I said, look, man, I got clients that have $2 million cash sitting in banks and can't get a $10,000 loan. And I'm tired of my clients getting treated like this. Can I trust your bank? And he said, give me 2 minutes. He had 3 people on the phone with me. And when I tell you, I haven't had to talk back to JB since this call. These people bend over backwards for me and my clients. They've refinanced 2 of my clients' houses, getting unsecured credit cards. They've elevated me and my clients to the private client group, even though some of the clients don't meet the banking minimum, all because of this brother. So when you, and he got my second oldest daughter an internship. Well, he didn't get her an internship. I don't want to put him on blast. He opened doors. And she walked through the door and he did his thing. So JB, with no further ado, please address the people.
So first, hey everybody, I want to say I'm proud of you, Tank.
Thank you, brother.
Real rap from the bottom of my heart. I always say I'm a poor Haitian from Brooklyn, and from the time I met Tank, and this is not to be braggadocious, I've handed Tank hundreds of thousands of my dollars, of my personal money. And again, remind you, I'm a poor Haitian from Brooklyn. Got no food stamps. My mother is one of 24 children. My grandmother had 19 kids. You know, my granddaddy liked women. So yeah. But my mother is one of 24. So and Haiti is the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, right? So I say all this to say that I'm proud to see I've invested with Tank since I met him for 10 years. And I trust him. And a little bit about my background is, I come from very humble beginnings. I'm one of the ABC kids that Tank talked about. So I went to ABC. I went to a couple Ivy League schools. I have an MBA. I was fortunate enough to in these Ivy League schools, I learned a term called OPM, other people's money. So I learned to invest in other people's money. I owned a bank in Philadelphia called Eagle National Bank. We sold it. So, I tell people I'm divorced, so my ex-wife's rich. I got kids. It worked out great for both of us, right? So I still work. So I'm a managing director. When he said the banks are pimps, I work for a bank now. I own the bank and I work for a bank. So I wouldn't refer to us as pimps. I say we're conduits, liaisons, right? We help get your needs, right? But what I say is I work, I'm a managing director for JP Morgan Chase. I run the region. I'm a regional director, which means I run the region of New Jersey, Staten Island, and eventually we're going to expand. So what does that mean to people on the phone? I got 7,000 or 8,000 people that work for me in my group. And we've announced, we announced, and I was part of that team, JP Morgan just announced $30 billion to equality. So I'm gonna brag a little bit about the pimp institution I work for. Bank of America did $1 billion. One. So no disrespect to anybody and I'm a client. Bank of America got a couple of my mortgages. So 1. So we did 30X, right? So it's just a commitment that we see. I work for a woman called Tashonda Dunkett. She's a CEO of the Consumer Bank. I work for her. She just made our operating committee. And what I will say though is what you're getting here, and Tank is being very humble. At my institution, this would cost you thousands of dollars of fees. That's before we're charging you, we do goal-based analysis. We're charging you fees before we even talk to you. So I'm telling you, as the resources and the knowledge that you're getting here is phenomenal. Tank has done, I'm a client. So I'm not talking, I was just telling my girlfriend here, because we were talking, I am a client. So not only he's my friend, I tell people, not only he's my friend, I trust him with my money. So I tell people, if you're gonna trust people with your money, that means something. So I can't advocate enough. And my family, my sister's a client, my brother's a client, and we've all been served. And I say this, Tank has turned, when he says I brought money to him, he's turned my money down. There's investments I want to do and things like that. He's told me it's not, you'd have better luck doing X, Y, and Z. So again, I am, you know, I'm humbled to be a client and to be a friend, and I do consider Tank my brother. And I would, you know, I say this, I put my own money, and I'm not talking about he's like 50. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars with this dude, unsecured, wrote a check, was like, do right by me, and he has come through. So, and I say this humbly, like, you know, having someone who looks like you, who you can trust, who comes from, you know, he said it, right? We both came from nothing. And we, you know, we've been fortunate. We've had big homes, made a ton of money, lost a ton of money, you know, so you have life experience that you're getting in knowledge, and it's important, and it drives your decision. And having someone, a stakeholder who can relate to you. And somebody said it best, Tank can sell water to Eskimo, like real rap. So he's a good, you know, like this man, they call me charming. This dude, thank God, I wouldn't keep him around my wife. You know what I'm saying?
I gave me the money, but he don't let me around the women.
So I, you know, and I mean that, you know, I love this brother. I'm proud of you. I text him, I'm proud of him. And dude, the 150 pounds he lost, I gained during this COVID. I'm not going to front. I text him like, yo, dude, what you doing? I need to do. So I'm very proud of you. I tell you all, you guys are in great hands, and he's a real dude. And by the way, I'm in affordable housing, so I need to put me part of this ceremony, because I want the Zooms, because I want to hear what you guys are doing.
We get you that 9% tax credit, baby. You know I got you.
Exactly. So all the best to everyone, and I wish you all the best all the time. Thank you.
Thanks, JB. I appreciate you.
Definitely.
So, you know, I didn't think there was any chance in hell that I would finish on time. We have 3 minutes left. Of course, we were supposed to have a 20-minute Q&A, so that's where the time difference went. We now don't have a 20-minute Q&A. I appreciate you guys sticking it out. I told, you know, the team was very optimistic about the number of people who would show up. For me, I've been in financial services and sales for almost a quarter century now. And the one thing that I do realize is people don't often want to help themselves. So a lot of you guys are the same usual suspects. I see y'all on the lives. I see you popping into the site. You guys want to help yourself. And what I will say, and this is not a commercial or an advertisement, I will do anything that you guys need to be financially successful. And anyone who's on this thing knows you don't have to pay me. You call me, because this is now people will see this video later, hundreds of people. I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking to those who are live now, who came through and who took an hour and 46 minutes of their life. I'm respectful of your time. So you need help with anything financial, estate planning, or whatever, inbox your man. You know where to find me. I'm gonna take care of you, because this first core nucleus of people is going to be who will be the village to spread this mantra of financial literacy and monetary excellence across the country. So I thank all of you guys. Anybody have any questions or anything they want to ask while we still have a couple of minutes left on the Zoom? Anybody want to be brave and pop out with a question? No, people don't want to speak. I got you, Shauna, on that call. I know you in housing too, boy. It's going to be, I'm going to put that Zoom meeting starting together next week. There's a couple of my clients on here who have already harassed me and know that we've talked about the housing and other ways for them to diversify their money. Once again, it's some legalities to it. I pride myself on not touching checks. When JB became my client, I was in the event, I had my licenses. I still have my licenses, and that's a whole nother issue. There's certain things I'm not supposed to say because I'm licensed. You can hear Susie Orman and Dave Ramsey tell you anything about finances because they don't have licenses, so they're not beholden to the same corrective authorities. My licenses haven't expired yet. I left New York Life November of last year, so my licenses stay live for 2 more years, 2 years from that date. So I have to be careful of some of the things I say, especially in public forums, especially if it's heard in other states, because there's states registrations. It's a lot of stuff that goes on when you're just trying to help people. That's when you, like Big said, more money, more problems. My man, Mike Leslie's in the house. He's another financial professional. Oh, before I go, being Black isn't necessarily the best description for us in this country. You got a black eye, a black hole, black magic, black humor. Everything Black seems to be negative. Of course, I was blackballed. Of course, I was attracted to the one field where they use black as a positive adjective, the financial field. Because being in the black means you making that money. You out the red and you in the black. So here's what you get when you get your net worth positive. This is a shirt that Big Tank had designed all by himself. It says unapologetically in the black. So the green is for that money. When you come on Wealth Our Way and you become a client and we start getting you in the black, these shirts are yours. And for other clients and friends, you know, the merchandise is available for purchase, but not tonight because we're not selling nothing tonight. Tonight is all free. It's 8:46. I love you guys. I thank you for hanging out and being around. You guys know where to find me on Facebook, Tank at Wealth Our Way. Please visit the site. The curriculum is up now. It's going to be part free, part gated for the members. Thank you all for your support. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Curtis. Thank you, Mama. Everybody who showed love, I appreciate you. Let's get this money. It's Wealth Our Way. Talk to you all later. Thank you.